Beanbags took about is my fat ass.
Our guest today is comedian Miles Otway. He runs a monthly stand-up show at Flappers Comedy Club in Burbank, and the week this episode drops, he's performing at Glastonbury, the largest arts festival in the UK. Before crossing the pond, he stopped by Ryan's place and we had a ton of laughs. Loud, contagious laughs.
What up, everybody? It's the least famous Ryan with
Ryan Reed
and Bailey Pless, and we're here with our guest
Miles Otway.
Woo woo! Okay, so you saw Andre 3000.
I did.
Yes,
I did.
That's
why I'm wearing this top right now. Yeah, I saw him in his new group.
Awesome.
I will say, first half of the show was a lot better than the second half. The first half, because he's just making it up. There's nothing written down, nothing whatever. It's just him and his pipes and his band, and they're all just making it up. And it was kind of cool. And then in the second half, they brought out the Peruvian pan flute band. And I didn't like that as much. I don't know what it was, but I just wasn't really feeling it. Just the type of music changed. And maybe it's because I have negative connotations of Peruvian pipe bands.
Okay.
Because I used to hear them in like our town center. They used to play in our town center.
Oh.
No, not because of that. Not because of that. But we used to have like they used to come to our town centers in places where I used to come from in London, and it was always just so random. I don't know why they were there. I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't really like it. But yeah.
So the Peruvian pan flute band played with Andre?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they just switched up the vibe completely. I feel like the first half of the vibe. Have you heard the album?
Sort of. I listened to
way to answer a question.
It's flute, dude.
See? This is what I'm talking. That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Andre 3000's flute album is the first time I've ever listened to a flute album, so I had no frame of reference of what to compare it to, and I was like, this is flute. Yeah. After about 20 minutes, I was like, well, I'm gonna listen to some old Outkast album. You know?
Did you not have to do the flute during elementary school? Recorders or anything?
No, I think our school was too broke to have recorders.
First of all, that's tragic. Second of all, don't disgrace the flute and put that with the recorder. All right, those are two different things. We all played the recorder, apart from Bailey, who went to a poor school, clearly. All right, we all did it, okay? We all did it, all right? And that shit was awful, all right? This, at least, was better. I will say. I will give you that. I just didn't like the pan flute. The pan flute, I didn't like that. That's it.
So was it different from the album? Was the whole... You said he was making it up.
Yeah. So it is, he's not playing any songs from the album. And it's also...
that.
It's just two... It was basically just two songs. It was one continuous song for half an hour, and then he stopped and then did some talking. The thing about Andre 3000 is that you forget he's actually really funny.
Yeah,
he's a really funny, charismatic guy, and obviously because he doesn't speak the whole time, there's no words whatsoever, and then he does a little 10-minute kind of speech thing where he kind of a soliloquy, whatever, and he's really funny. He's making us laugh, and then he's like, all right, here's the other band to come through to play some more music, and then they just continuously play. And that's when I left. And that's when I was like, no, I'm not feeling this. Because if it's one song and you don't like that one song, it doesn't really go that far in any other direction. It's just kind of one song that is built,
There wasn't even a change as far as it wasn't a beat change, not beat change, but they didn't switch it up and go into keep the rhythm, but then completely change the instrumentation or anything like that.
Not really. To be honest, not really, because it's basically a jam session. And a jam session, you kind of have a certain, because one person kind of starts it and then everybody kind of leans into that, and then you can only really go so far without stopping completely. I don't know if you ever heard a jam session, but jam sessions
just not for an hour, I guess.
But you start to layer on the first beat that you did, and it gets more complex, but it's still kind of the same song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that.
Did they at least do solo portions? Because one of my favorite songs that is like the recording of a jam session is Papa Don't Take No Mess by James Brown. And the last, I think he stopped singing by like minute 3. I think it's a 12-minute song. But at some point it goes to just the piano. You hear like a minute of the piano just going crazy, and you still have the rhythm, but it's all piano. And then it goes saxophone. So like usually when I listen to it, I'll listen to it to the end of his singing, and then I'll skip about 2 minutes, and then I'll listen to the piano and the saxophone, and then hear it out when they all the instruments kind of go crazy at the end. It's amazing.
Yeah, kind of. But remember, it's like flute.
Yeah.
Like,
there weren't other instruments.
So no, there are. It's hard to explain. There are other instruments, but nobody's going crazy because it's still like a melodic, atmospheric beat. It's not like anything you could dance to, move to. It would be something that you would meditate. You ever had a massage before?
That's how I felt about the album.
Yeah, it's like that. If you ever had a massage and you hear the music that they play in a massage parlor, it's not a massage parlor. That's the one. That's the bad one. Like an actual massage place.
Yeah.
At a masseuse.
A masseuse. Thank you. Yeah. If you ever been to, because I like massages. I like to pamper myself. You know what I mean? Self-care, guys. It's important.
I hate myself too much for that. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, man, you gotta do it. Pedicures as well. Pedicures, shit, you gotta do it, guys. You have to do it. You have to. It makes you feel so much better. Makes you feel better about yourself. You know.
Maybe I'll give the album another shot,
and then
if I'm getting a massage or a pedicure during it. Maybe that's the added component that I need to enjoy it.
Something to think about. And I feel like as men, we do not take care of as much of ourselves as we should, and we should. Why should the ladies have it all?
That's a good point.
Honestly, you walk in there, nobody judges you, whatever. It's just like, how much? Like, what do you need? Hands, feet, whatever. How much do you want to pay? Tell me. $25. You can get $25. You can get a pedicure. $25.
Yeah,
that's nothing. That's.
You've never had a massage either, right?
I've had a pedicure and a massage.
Oh,
all right. There you go. He knows.
I love myself a little bit more, but.
Dang. After you said that, I did think, well, getting a massage would be cheaper than getting new furniture. And like the furniture in my place is really bad. I have an IKEA futon and a beanbag, and that's not supportive of my back, of my spine. So maybe I can compensate for the years of sitting in a beanbag that I've done by getting the massage, and then instead of buying a new couch or something, I can just keep the beanbag.
Okay, here's my problem with this. All right, why are you sitting on a beanbag? How old are you, my friend? This is
it's not like a child's beanbag. I'm not like having to squeeze my cheeks onto it or something. It's an adult size
beanbag.
It's got memory foam. Look, it said it had memory foam. It has memory foam in it. And I thought my thinking was like, memory foam mattress is real good for your back, right? A memory foam beanbag apparently doesn't make a fucking difference, okay?
I imagine him go to Amazon going beanbag for adults.
That's not a joke. I typed adult beanbag and it came up, and none of the adult beanbags have beans in them. It's all memory foam, at least what I saw.
Adult beanbag sounds like a play toy, by the way.
Yeah, I guess it does. Well, it's the most expensive thing in my apartment, so...
How much was it?
It was like $150.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But it's ginormous. Like, it's the size of... I mean, it's probably about... You see Ryan's bed? It's probably about half of that.
What else do you have?
You can fill up that floor space with 2 of the adult beanbags.
What else do you have in your apartment?
And it's purple and it looks cool.
What else do you have in your apartment that you could sit on? You said you don't have a couch. You said you don't have a couch.
My bad.
Okay.
Or we do have a couch. Okay. So for the first 4 years that I lived in this place, I just slept on that couch. And it's a futon. It's a futon. Okay. It's not just a couch. But it is an IKEA futon. It was an IKEA futon that was like $99, so it was not comfortable at all. Like literally sleeping in my car was more comfortable than sleeping on this IKEA futon.
Damn.
there were actual nights, once I got this place and didn't have to sleep in my car anymore, there were nights I would be tossing and turning, and I would be like, should I go out to the street and sleep the rest of this night in my car?
Damn. Okay.
But isn't there a cushion for the couch? For the couch? For the futon?
It's all part of the cushion. I'll show you a picture real quick. I'm sure it's like it's got to be the first thing that comes up.
Like, I put a futon couch in my room before, and I was like, oh, cool, like, I can lay on this, and then I can sit on this, we can fuck on this, like, you can do a lot of things on that futon couch.
You can't fuck on that. Well, I mean, you could fuck on the IKEA futon, I guess, but I don't think your partner would be very happy.
But the bed, because the bed squeaks, so that makes it less not squeak.
Yeah, squeaking beds, that's no fun.
Cheap ass IKEA futon.
You typing in cheap? Is that what's called an IKEA?
I mean, it's a wonderful marketing.
So it was this, but black instead of gray. And when I got it, it was on sale for $99. And
you just fold it over, right?
I'm really hoping at this point that you're going to put this on the back on the green screen.
I would love to
see this. I want people to see this on the green screen.
This is our first episode in this new setup. This is our first episode with the green screen. You said this is your first American podcast.
This is my first American podcast. And honestly, so far,
we're killing it right now,
guys. I'm feeling sad for you.
I mean... You didn't already feel sad when you saw this setup and you're like, oh.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a set. You know what? There's nothing wrong with a kickstart setup. You know what I mean?
How far did you drive to be here?
I drove an hour. I did drive an hour to be here.
A long time.
I did drive an hour
to be in front of a green screen that doesn't even stretch across the whole camera frame.
It does not. But it's got character. You know what I'm saying?
It's got character.
It's got moxie.
We just moved into this place, so not us together.
But you did.
I did. He doesn't want to live with me.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Trouble in paradise.
It is. We're working through it though.
Okay. Why didn't you want to live? Why didn't you want to live here? He was like, you know what? I didn't want to leave that futon behind.
I don't want to say he's racist.
Futon is a big Fuck you, man.
To be fair, you are from Atlanta, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're from a very black place.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, where are you from?
I'm from California.
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly,
like Orange County.
Oh, you're actually the racist. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He knows
Go back and watch old episodes of the podcast. That'll be confirmed for you. 1,000%.
He grew up in Atlanta where they make black people. All right, you know what I mean? You live in the OC.
I gotta admit, I'm from outside of it. It's just easier to tell people here Atlanta because no one knows the other towns.
Okay.
But
thank you for just completely undoing the point that I was trying to make.
Because then someone's gonna see this and then they're gonna dox me and they're gonna be like, he lied about everything. He should have corrected Miles when he had the chance.
The neighborhood I grew up in had at least one of every race. So
you counted?
We do. If there's black people, cool.
We do. Who's we, Ryan? Who's we?
Who's we, sir?
Orange County.
I don't know. I've been to Orange County.
The Homeowners Association.
The Neighborhood Watch.
Wow. Wow. And
on that
note.
Welcome again, everyone. I realize we didn't actually give you a chance to introduce yourself to the audience. Tell them about yourself, your story, whatever you want, man. We're very professional here.
Clearly, how do you guys feel about when people ask you, tell you about yourself? Do you find that question?
It's hard.
Well, we
it's
just
difficult.
said Atlanta, California.
I'm from London.
Yeah.
All right. I would say your voice does not sound American.
No, it does not. People are always very shocked when I speak.
Okay.
Because I think it's, and also because I don't speak like I'm on Top Boy, and so
Top Boy.
Okay, so Top Boy is a show. It's a British gangster show, but it's based in our equivalent of what the Hood would be in London.
A British gangster show?
Yes, of which there are several.
Would this be like how there's like Bad Bitch Club and stuff like that, but this would be equivalent?
No. I don't know what that is, but it feels insulting to compare the two.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah,
right.
There's shows on our MTV, our stuff like that, where women pretend or they show how hood they are, and
no.
Okay.
No, this is that a reality TV show?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, this isn't a reality TV show. This is like a scripted drama. I'm gonna send you the link after this. You should watch it. It's on Netflix. Very good show.
We'll watch it together because it's one of those that's been on my list for a minute.
But basically, it's like but there is a way of talking like in like an urban area. It's kind of the same thing here, but like, and I think people who have watched that show and then realize that I'm English think that I will speak like that, but I don't. If that makes sense.
that absolutely. I mean, people assume that when they see me, I speak more hood than I do because my tattoos being tall, and they're like, "Oh, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Hi, nice to meet you."
Yeah.
Like Bailey sounds more hood than me.
We're from Atlanta, supposedly, allegedly. Allegedly, that's what we have to say now. But yeah, it's kind of like that, and I think people are very surprised when I sound like this. And like, in fact, I put that in all my comedy. It's like the first thing I say basically when I come out. I'm like, you didn't think I was gonna sound like this. Like, that's how my intro goes. And there's always someone in the front going, no, I didn't know. Like, you know, so it works for me in that respect. You British? And then, yeah, so after that. and then after that, it's like, yeah, I had to talk about where I'm from.
So I'm assuming after I watched Top Boy, I'm like, damn, I wish Miles talked more like Top Boy. Like, I'm glad that
I think you'll need subtitles. I don't think you'll understand a lot of it.
Okay.
It's a very specific kind of, there's a lot of slang in it. I know we'll talk about slang later, but like there's a lot of slang in that show that you will not understand. Like,
okay.
Yeah, but you'll get it because obviously like you'll understand like the context.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
I'm a little afraid for Ryan to start watching the show because I feel like he's gonna start using the British slang.
Oh, most out.
In his
I can't wait. Honestly,
regular life.
I do that.
People are been like, man, Ryan really thinks he's something.
I do that without trying, so I know I'm gonna end up just binge watching this show. And what's up, bro? Like how we doing?
All right, well, we'll have to come back to the slang a little bit later when we do the game in a little bit. So we met through Chris Robinson. We both did a show that she put on at the Good Night.
Yes.
And you were, so Miles is a stand-up comedian, and he's
we should probably say
fucking amazing.
All right, calm down.
Yeah, I'll have a voiceover kind of saying all that stuff. Oh man, what was I? Oh, the Clash of Comics. So I bumped into him again. He was in the show where, what was it? It was 10-minute sets, and the best set won wrestling belt, right? That was the belt of the Clash of the Comics.
Yeah, it's this guy called Leslie Hyatt, really nice guy. Yeah. He runs this show called Clash of Comics. It's like once a month at the is it the Barclay?
The Barclay.
The Barclay. And he runs the show, like, and very much like that. And he runs the show. And you do like 10 minutes. It's kind of like it's set up like a wrestling type situation. Like he's made this belt and it's got like Clash of Comics on it, like funny whatever, blah blah blah. It's a really cool belt. And then it's basically just a competition. The crowd votes for who they think is the best, and I won it. I was very happy. I did lose it again though. I had to defend it the next month and I lost. But
shit!
Do you have to give up the belt, or do you get to keep the belt?
Oh no, you do not get to keep the belt. You get to take a picture with the belt and that's it.
You get a picture with it, you give it back to him, and then you get to see it again in a month. Like the next time they do.
What's interesting is that I went to Wrestlemania in that period of time that I had won it, and then I came back. And I posted those pictures, and he was like, "Oh, you should have told me. I would have let you take that belt to Wrestlemania." And I was like, "You made it very clear that I couldn't take the belt, Leslie. Like, what the? Like, why would you say it to me now? Like, it's too late." Anyway.
Well, now you got a goal. Now next WrestleMania, you have to make sure you enter this show. You got to kick everyone's ass.
I'm not doing it to WrestleMania again. It was great. It was fun, but it's so much money.
Oh, really?
It's put me in a real hole. I'm not gonna lie. It was very, very expensive. But my cousin and I went 2 years ago when it was here in LA. Now it was in Vegas, so we had to go to Vegas and pay for everything in Vegas. And it was double the price. And I didn't really realize that when I said yes. Yeah. And then he was, and then he would send me like the Venmos or whatever, the PayPals, sorry. And then it would be like, oh, I thought. Then he was like, yeah, that's night one. I was like, So
the ticket doubled, or you're talking like because you had to get a hotel?
No, the tickets.
Everything.
The tickets, yeah. In that time period, they got taken over by TKO, or they formed TKO, which is like the stuff of UFC, and like all the people on the board, and like The Rock's on the board, and like Dana White's on the board, all that kind of stuff. They created this massive kind of conglomerate, and now everything is doubling. It's twice as expensive. It's very expensive.
Are you guys both wrestling fans?
I'm not, but my girlfriend is. Her and her twin sister used to copy the, I'm gonna forget their name. Is it the Bella Twins?
The Bella Twins!
They used to watch their stuff when they were kids, and they would recreate all the moves that the Bella Twins did. Yeah.
That is interesting. That does kind of show that, like, and I hate using this expression about representation doesn't matter. You know, because it's like, would they have gone into it if they didn't see two women in there who kind of were like, who would look like twins as well? Would they have cared? I don't know.
I have no idea.
It's an interesting thing.
Is there one that you would emulate a lot, or like who's your favorite wrestler?
Who's my favorite? I mean, The Rock was my favorite when I was younger. I mean, you know, all the ones, Rock, Stone Cold, like, you know. I like Booker T because I was like, yes, brother. You know what I mean? His brother out there doing his thing. I like a lot of them. And obviously now I like a lot of the newer people as well. This is also another thing. They have something called NXT, which is like the sort of feeder to the main roster. And they have like all the people like up below. It's like it's kind of like the minor leagues, I guess you could say, right? Okay. And and then you go up to the major leagues, whatever. And they have that, but it's really good. It's really, really good. And then we went to watch that as well, and they had an all-black main event. It was a triple threat match. It was 3 black guys and a black referee. And I was like, oh God, this is beautiful, man. Like, this is like watching the match, like literally, what kind of fan for my brothers? And it was great, and it was fucking wicked. It was so good, yeah.
The televised wrestling, isn't it usually really showy, and sometimes it's almost like they're doing little comedy skits along with the matches and stuff? Do they still kind of follow, is there that goofiness to the minor leagues? Or is it a little more serious, and then it's
like a touch more serious. It is a touch more serious. When it first started, it was like a competition. Then they turned it into this like kind of more serious, broody brand, and that was like the best it ever was. And it was like they used to have like amazing matches, everything, like the athleticism. They would pick like amazing people, but a lot of times what happened is, and then those people would go up to the quote unquote major leagues, and they wouldn't do well there because their personalities were kind of more raw and gritty. And then they bring me up to this more like child-like PG-esque thing, and it just didn't really work as well. And so so there is a bit of a difference. Now they've kind of calibrated for it, so it's kind of a little bit like, it's not the main roster has gotten a lot less cartoonish, and a lot more like I guess serious isn't really the word, because wrestling is ridiculous, like when you really think about it. But it's less child-focused now. It's less bright, it's less flashy, but it's more like kind of focused on like the competition and like the athleticism and all that stuff like that. And they have like great matches. But the storylines are very important. Okay. You know what I mean? And there's a lot more riding on it. And whereas like in the minor leagues, there's like basically 1 or 2 people writing the storylines that like kind of clear cut. You go up there and you have like a lot of fingers and a lot of pies, and it's like people will say, look, if you don't look like what we think you look like, we're not going to have you there. If you don't get over with the crowd immediately, then you're just going to be the big card. You're going to be, we don't really care.
Dang.
Yeah.
So there's always that element of you have to be talented, but also there's that public facing side of it.
Yeah.
Where, dang.
Yeah. So I would say in the lower leagues, it's talent. It's like really talent. What can you do in the ring? And when you go up, it's how can you appeal to the crowd? Because like when you think about someone like John Cena, who's like probably one of the most famous wrestlers, he's not that good in the ring. He's not that good.
I had no idea.
Yeah, he's not like overall that good. Like even people like The Rock and all those people, they're not the most talented people in the ring. But what they could do is they could tell stories, they could talk, and they had great characters.
Are you like really big in the like wrestling?
I mean, I wouldn't say I like a lot.
I can't remember her name, damn. But we worked at an event called Vulture Festival, and there was a wrestler. I think her name was like Becky or something.
Becky Lynch.
Yeah,
Irish. Redhead. Bright. Yeah.
But some guests, I was ended up like being next to some guests for a while, and they started giving me like a quick like rundown on like what wrestling was.
Yeah.
They were saying that she used to be a babyface, and then she did something to where like people started, like the public started like not liking her character, to where she had to like take time back And then like she got like a whole like redo thing to where like she came back out to where they refer to her as like a baby face. And
Yeah.
baby face are like the good guys, basically.
Yes.
I forgot what they call the villains.
A heel.
A heel.
Yes.
But like they were like explaining that to me, and I was like, damn, like I learned like so much about wrestling right now.
Yeah, see, I ain't know none of this shit. Yeah.
But because essentially what it is, it's a soap opera. It's a soap opera for men. Which, I mean, for men. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. But like, that's basically what it is. Like, it's like the storylines or whatever, like, people get invested into the stories. So we know it's not real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not real. Whatever. You know what I mean? So like sometimes when
Ryan thinks everything's real.
What do you mean?
This is Santa Claus all over again for Ryan.
Sorry, dog.
The Rock is the Rock.
But we know, children obviously might have a different opinion of it, whatever. When we were children, I used to believe things like I used to believe Kane was really burnt under the mask. I used to really believe that he was the Undertaker's brother. I used to believe all that was real. But now, when you grow up, you're not really watching it so much for the realism. You're watching it more for the story. And if the story is bad, that's when you don't like it. You know what I mean? And sometimes they do get it wrong. Like as of anything, as like a TV show. It's a TV show. You know what I mean? It's a TV show with athletic prowess in the middle of it, you know? And like that stuff does look like it hurts. And when you watch it in real life, it's like, it's incredible to watch in real life. No commentary, no nothing, no ads. It's just like you're just watching it. You're just watching these people just basically just beat each other up and like land on their backs, on their necks, on their heads. Like and it's like, oh yeah, fine. You trained for years to how to do that, but I don't know. Have you ever stubbed your toe? Like, that puts me out. And I'm seeing these guys like flying off cages, and I'm like, I can't
imagine. But that gives me one more question, then we can go to like a different topic. But because I always see, when you're a writer, all three of us, or at least the two of us are writers. I assume you write since you do stand up.
Yeah.
When I'll look for writer jobs, sometimes you'll see on Entertainment Careers something for the WWE. Would you ever want to be a writer for wrestling?
That sounds cool.
Because I had thought about it, but I was like, I would have to do years of research to be able to do that. But it sounds like that would be fun for you, maybe.
I don't know if you would necessarily have to do that. I mean, look, obviously it always helps to know what you're writing, for sure. But it's kind of like, can you write a character? Can you write a storyline from a character? If I gave you a character right now from any kind of media, could you take me on a journey with that character? Yes or no? You know what I mean? Hero's journey. Can you take me on a hero's journey? Basic hero's journey, right? It's like, let's say the hero starts off maybe like reluctant. They don't want to be a hero, whatever. They just want to be a normal person. Something happens that changes the course of their lives, where they're like, oh my God, I actually have to be the hero now. And so they go through it, and there's a bad guy who is at the end of the tunnel. He's maybe killed your family or whatever, and then you have to work your way up to fighting that bad guy. You have fight with his minions, you do whatever. Maybe you have one fight with him and he beats you, and then you're like, oh, I want to quit, but then something inside you says, no, I have to keep going, and blah, 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 until at the end you beat him and then you win the belt. That's what it is. That's all it is. That's literally all it is. Can you write a hero's journey? If the answer is yes, then yeah, you can write for wrestling.
It's pretty cool. It's that.
You guys want to start a wrestling?
It's gonna be like the South Park episode. Like starter.
That's what it is. It's like spots. They write spots and whatever, and I think the wrestlers kind of do the rest. So like, I think you put two wrestlers in the ring and you say, all right, at minute 10 you're gonna jump off the top rope and do this or whatever, and you're gonna put him for a table at minute 15, and then the wrestlers will just do the rest because they know what they're doing.
Improv.
Yeah, it kind of is. No, it kind of is. It's like, you know how when you watch people improvise, you're like, how did he know he was going to say that? It's basically what wrestling is.
Yeah.
Then if you listen really, like, you can kind of see them sometimes calling the spots. So they'll do something like, I'm about to whip you into, so like, do you mind if I do grab you? So I'm like, all right, I'm going to whip you from the corner to that corner, and I'll be like, I'm going to hit you hard. And then I throw you, and then you go, and then I'll clothesline you. But I just told you you're going to do that, so then you know to come back into me so I can hit you. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, does that make sense?
I think you're ruining wrestling for me now, but
honestly, when you like, it's not like it's just, I'm telling you, even knowing all that and you still watch it, it's still amazing. You know how improv works. You've learned how improv works, and it's still amazing, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be watching wrestling. Why you heard? Look, he's whispering.
Yeah.
He's whispering something right now.
But someone say it makes it better. Like, I mean, I guess I didn't realize any of this stuff either. But a few years ago, I was in Denver at the Denver Taco Festival. I don't know if they still do it or not, but they had Lucha Libre wrestling live right there in front of you. I was right up next to the ropes, and even though I've never given a shit about wrestling, I was in complete awe just watching these guys do it.
It's
and
impressive.
you can totally tell like that the hits aren't connecting, but you see this dude jump like you said, like you see him fling him from one corner to the other, and you're like, how the fuck? It's amazing.
This is where the story comes in.
Yeah,
I don't mind that you're not hitting this person as hard as you possibly can if I know the reason why you're hitting him. If I know that last night when you was walking down when you were talking to your friend, he came and attacked you from behind and he put you for a table and he hit you with a chair. So then when you run into the ring and I'm like, fuck, oh my god, I like this guy. You just attacked my friend. I hate this. I now hate you as the heel, right? Yeah. And so when the heel's in the ring talking stuff and then my hero comes in and starts hitting him in the head, I'm just like, yeah, get him. Because my emotion is, that's my emotion. My emotion is like, I want you to get him. I really care that you don't hit him. Like, I don't otherwise I would watch UFC. If I wanted to see people get really hurt, I would just watch UFC. And that, I don't know, it makes me a little uncomfortable watching people get really hurt. I don't know, you know what I mean? I'm just like, oh.
I just have to keep reminding myself, no, this is what they want. They're supposed to. They signed up for this. It's okay.
Top Boy Wrestling.
You've got a lot of homework after this episode, Ryan.
Honestly, guys, if you want to go to wrestling, we'll go. I'll take you.
I feel like you could write for wrestling, Ryan, because I mean, you like the sci-fi. That's very. I feel like it's similar in a way.
If it's hero's journey storytelling and just making a character, I feel like I can do it too.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, he's a sci-fi writer.
So like, if we want to start a wrestling ring, we can hire. Rent out a building. Just hire out actors. Bailey, you can actually. I have a character like I can do for you.
Yeah.
Most likely gonna be a country person. You are gonna come in on attacks on
It's most likely gonna be a country person. Wow.
I'm gonna come on what?
Like
a big
lawnmower?
biscuit mobile? A lawnmower. A lawnmower, but I'll be.
Oh god, Biscuit Bailey sounds pretty cool.
Biscuit Bailey.
Biscuit Bailey.
So are you gonna have
Biscuits
like a little biscuits on your sides?
Yeah. I'll have a gravy dispenser and I'll just like. Now it sounds sexual. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you guys.
I would rather you just throw really crumbly biscuits at people. That way, like, they don't hurt. They're just soft, but you see, like, them all just falling down.
You know what's interesting? To bring it back to actual real wrestling, there is actually a wrestler called Bailey.
Okay.
She's a woman, and she has, like, a fat ass, and, like, it's, like, well known, you know, I mean, like, you know, you can't miss it. But, like, people have referred to her butt as biscuits before, so now I mean,
I got a fat ass. People say I got a fat ass too. So
who
I think me and her.
Who says that? Who? I want to see that. I feel like that's not.
You'd be surprised, dude.
I also kind of want to know.
I started dating my girlfriend 2 years ago. All the relationship weight that I've gained went straight to my ass. Straight to my ass.
I wish I knew these people's names. Mayfield. No. Obi-Wan's brother.
Obi-Wan. Who?
Come on, you lost.
Conor McGregor.
Ewan McGregor? Is that who you're thinking?
That's Obi, right?
That's. Yeah.
His brother's a UFC fighter.
Are they brothers?
I'm very lost. I don't know what's going on.
We're going to have to cut this whole thing.
We are probably going to have to cut it out, but like. Obi-Wan's brother is like a big-time UFC fighter. I want to say his name is Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor is a real name of a real person. I don't think they're related, though. I think they just have the same last name.
Well, who's Obi-Wan?
like Star Wars.
Kenobi.
Oh,
Star Wars.
the literal actor, Ewan McGregor.
Ewan
Those two
McGregor,
people are not related.
What?
No.
See, this is how you know I'm around him too much. I knew exactly. I was like, oh, Ewan McGregor. I got that part. Like
This whole entire time, I thought they were brothers.
Really?
This whole time, I was like, oh, cool. One's an actor. Like one's like a UFC
I mean,
fighter.
maybe they
like,
are. Are they? No.
Ewan McGregor is from Scotland, and Conor McGregor is from Ireland.
Oh, so they might hate each other. I don't know. See, this is why real podcasts have a producer sitting back there who's like Googling everything, and they're like, no, wrong.
They are famously not brothers.
We're just spiraling
Famously
right
not
now.
brothers?
I mean,
Famously
Conor McGregor's
not
like
brothers.
ginger. Like, he's like a ginger guy.
They both look similar. I don't know.
That's
Like-
racist. Just gone full circle.
I also thought they looked similar.
Oh,
So.
that's also racist. My God, Jesus Christ! Are you guys wearing the same socks?
I told you we spent a lot of time together, dude.
Wow, okay. You are wearing the same socks. I was like,
we
what's going
had
on
worked
here?
at an event and it was free giveaways.
I don't want to hear it. Okay?
Would it be worse if we're both only wearing one sock? And then,
It'd be nice if you guys just had any kind of individual.
Spoiler alert. We do live together.
Okay,
This is our bedroom, and the beanbag I'm talking about is never mind.
Okay, yeah, because that could have gone away. That's the beanbag I took about is my fat ass.
That's where I was going. I was like, I'll leave something to the imagination. I don't want to alienate all of our viewers.
Never leave anything to the imagination, I say. No.
I'm sorry, Miles.
People's imaginations are terrible. They should never
So, moving on to our next point, Miles, I'm infinitely apologizing to you.
Stop. Stop doing that. Stop doing that.
And then, so you are the championship belt holder of Clash of Comics.
Yes, I
what are some other really cool shows you've done? And tell us about this Glastonbury music festival. Is that how you say it? I don't know.
It's not.
No. See, I'm very professional.
It is.
You guys.
It is not. No, but to be fair, you say it like that because you're American. That's the only reason why you say it like that. Because most of the stuff you say is wrong. So anyway,
me specifically or Americans in general? Both.
You should,
Both.
we'll leave that to the imagination. So so this year, one of my goals this year in stand-up, right? So this is my second year in stand-up. One of my goals this year was to try and do stand-up in as many different cities as I possibly could. Well, I wanted to hit 5 at least, right? Mm-hmm. So this year I went for I don't know if you've heard of it, the Northwest Black Comedy Festival in Portland. And I applied to that, and I got into that, and so I went to Portland, and so I was there for a week doing that, and that was fantastic, just fantastic. I cannot speak highly enough of that. I think it is obviously it's only for black people, but but if you're a black comic out there and you wanted something cool, you should apply for that festival. Great festival. It was there for 4 days, and it's funny because Portland is a very white place, so most of the audience is white, and then but all the comedians are black.
I mean, but isn't Portland very, I guess, hippie-ish or whatever?
Yeah. I mean, it's very liberal, and it's not like you feel unsafe. You know what I mean? But it really, I don't know, it's just very funny. It's just all these white people coming to watch all these black comedians.
Bailey's probably how I would, exactly beanie, beard, long hair is how I would probably describe how...
Lumberjack.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. This was, yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
It's a very free and open and you could do whatever kind of place. It's very sexually open as well, and there's all different types of people there. There's mostly one type of person there, but all different variations of the same type of person there. But it's they're known to be a weird place. That's their thing. It's the whole thing is keep Portland weird. So a lot of people are weird. You know what I mean? People have really weird haircuts and stuff like that. This is very straight random, but in the strip clubs, all the strip clubs, hairy strippers. They all have nobody shaves. Everything.
I know that.
Changed. Yeah. No changed.
What did you say?
I said I didn't know that.
He didn't.
I've been to Portland, but I guess I never went to the strip club.
But it's interesting because, and the only reason I say that is because Portland has the most strip clubs comparatively in the whole country, in like per capita in the whole country.
Why?
I know that.
I don't really know.
I would have assumed it was Atlanta.
No, it's not. It's Portland.
That's crazy.
It's Portland. Yeah. That's why I'm saying like it's like.
And they're all hairy.
Yeah, all the ones I saw. I didn't go to every strip club, obviously. Just most. No. Here is my maybe possibly controversial opinion. I don't think people are that sexy naked. I don't think people are that sexy naked. Like, I don't think it's like when you really think about it, you go to a nudist beach, it's not hot. Like, nudist beaches aren't fucking hot. There is something about, like, you know, bringing it back to, you know, saving something for the imagination, but there is something nice about kind of like thinking like, oh, I wonder what it looks like under there. And then you see it and it's like, it's not as... Because your mind, you always build stuff up to be something more exciting than it actually is. And like, if you don't know something, it's always a lot more alluring. And then you see it and it's like, yeah... That was as good as I thought it was going to be. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's got to be how doctors feel. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess like after a while, like, as you know, if you're a doctor and you're just seeing the same bits all over again, it's just like, it's like nothing. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, this is just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's just
I'm just imagining going to the doctor, asking the doctor, like, how do you feel about this? He's like, yeah! And you're just like,
what you assume a strip club is going to be, it's just not really what it's like. It's like, you know what I mean? Again, it's like the whole seeing somebody naked thing. You're building this up to be this really erotic sexual experience. And it's just people working.
It's like real world versus fantasy.
Yeah,
it's
and
like
it's just people working, and they don't care about you. So you know what I mean. It's
like when you realize Mickey Mouse doesn't care about you in Disney World.
It's just like when Mickey Mouse takes up his head, you're like, oh my god.
Did you also think Mickey Mouse was real at Disney World, right?
I mean, I knew he wasn't real, but I don't think you should have did that to the fans. We did not know.
I promise you, the people watching this.
But I would actually argue that that's it's worse because Mickey Mouse keeps Mickey Mouse keeps being Mickey Mouse until he gets to the locker room and he takes it off. Mickey Mouse is a method actor.
I feel like that should be our goal then, is to go to Disney and try to break not break Mickey Mouse's, as in the sense we're gonna like take a sack of nickels and just beat the shit until he drops the voice. Wow. But no, just like hey man, how's your day? No, seriously, dude, like it's 100 degrees out here. Talk to me. Like, just try to get Mickey to open up a little bit.
Two separate things, but about the same thing. I first thought you were going to making the strippers more method actors, like to where they're consistently just like, hi baby, how are you? Second thing, basically there's like a whole bit in like London where they try to like get the soldiers to talk that are like standing.
Anyway, I don't know. What was the question?
Well, you were talking about performing in Portland and then how that led to you're going to be in this other film. I'll do some editing on this part.
Leave it in, I say. Leave it in, goddammit. No, I mean, I don't know. It's just very interesting. But Portland itself was it was a strange place. It is a weird place. Like, like the people are odd. But again, that's their aesthetic, and they know that. Like, they know that, and that's what they're going for. They're like, yeah, we're weird. Like, it's weird. We don't want all these people coming in and being normal. We want to stay weird. And it's like, you can't hate that. They're also extremely nice people. Like, really nice people. Great crowds. Some of the best crowds I've ever performed in front of. I think night 2, I performed in front of, I think, about like 100 to 150 people, something like that. The theater was full. And it was like, I think it's probably one of the biggest crowds I've ever performed in front of. Phenomenal. Like, it was like the greatest feeling in the world when the eruption of laughter that you get from this massive crowd is like, it's like the best feeling in the world, mate. Like, it's like the best feeling in the world. I mean, you stand up. When you make when you make 10 people in a room laugh, you're like, I did that. When you make like 100 people laugh, you're like, whoa. Like, I can see why the comedians are arrogant. I get it. I really get it. I'm telling you, a couple more of those shows, and I will be insufferable. I will not be coming down to these establishments anymore. You will never find me on this podcast again. Okay?
I won't expect you to.
No, it was great. I had a really great time, and then and I performed in town as well. Like I messaged the guy. I was like, "Hey, I'm in town for this," and he was like, "Yeah, come and do a show." So I did a show with him. I met so many great comedians there from like all over the country, and like a lot of people like, listen, if you're ever in like Little Rock, Arkansas, hit me up, and we'll get. You know, I'm like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? And I was like, you know what I mean? Like it was. I met some comics who were from LA as well, who I didn't know before. And then a couple who I did know who were like some of my friends as well, so that was really nice. Yeah, it was a fantastic festival. I got to the last 7 as well. I got to the crowd votes for their favorite. Got down to the last 7, so I was like, wow. I mean, like the 7 of like 40 comedians here. Like I'm in the last 7, like doing this last show. So yeah, it was awesome. I had a great time. I loved it.
That's incredible.
Loved it.
Jeez.
Loved it. Yeah. So
going from 150 people in the crowd going back to say these hole in the wall hourly stand-up open mics here, how did that feel? How was that?
You know, I've been purposely trying not to go to as many open mics. Number one, honestly, the main reason is that I moved. I used to live in West Hollywood, and now I live in Lamar Park, and it's just not that much around there, and it takes forever to get to open mic now. And also, I was lucky enough. Last year I did the Burbank Comedy Festival, and I did quite well there. I got the best, like some of the best of fest in there as well. And then Flappers basically said, well, we want you to come be one of our hosts. So I get to host every Tuesday now. So I actually get to do comedy in front of an audience fairly often, which is like leaps and bounds. And it's so much better than doing an open mic.
Oh yeah.
It's so much better than doing an open mic. Going to do an open mic, writing these jokes, coming out, and just no one laughing, listening, or caring about you. You know what I mean? And then you go into a crowd, and then the crowd is when you really, if the crowd don't laugh, that's how you know your joke is bad.
Yeah.
You know? If you go to an open mic and the open mic people don't laugh, you still don't know if that joke is bad.
Exactly.
You have no idea if that joke is bad or not. It's because people just don't care about you. Like, and I don't know, I'm not gonna say it's jealousy. I don't want to say that. I'm not Dave Chappelle, but like, you know what I mean. But sometimes it's like it's just weird because I know that this joke kills, and you're not even cracking a smile. I know humor's different, I know everything like that, but I don't know, it's just like, in front of people that have no real reason to not laugh, and then you do a joke and then they laugh at it. What? I don't know, just kind of, you know what I'm talking about. Obviously,
I
you know what I'm
totally
talking about.
get you.
But like, most of the time when you do open mics, you bomb.
Yeah.
You bomb pretty much more or less every single time you do an open mic, you bomb. And maybe, I don't know, that's good to get used to that, I don't really know, but after a while, you just kind of think to yourself, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? I feel like I'm wasting my time. I'm paying for the privilege of bombing. You know what I mean?
For me, it's just more being used to it. I'll go to one of these if I haven't been on stage in like a week or something. I'll go to a few of them just because I have to get back into the mindset, into the rhythm of doing it. But then also, I feel like part of it is just, honestly, statistics. When you have a room of 4 people, there's a higher chance that all 4 of those people are in a bad mood and don't actually want to hear jokes. Whereas opposed to a room of 60 people, there's going to be enough people in that room who are ready to laugh and in a good mood to where they can hopefully kind of set the tone for everyone else. I do think like laughter is contagious, and if nobody wants to laugh, then nobody will, whether or not they find something funny. I had that before where like I do an open mic and no one laughs, and then someone comes to me like, "Oh, great set, man. That was awesome." Why do you fucking laugh, bro? You're sitting there like looking at me like I killed your mother. Like what are we doing? And then you turn me out like you. I don't know. Because I laugh at open mics, and I find myself at open mics being there. I'm an easy laugh. You know what I mean? I love to laugh. Like I have a big laugh. I get it from my parents. That we all have a really good time. We're very loud, obnoxious laughers. All right, and so if I hear something, I'll laugh at it. If I find it funny, I'll laugh at it, even if I don't like you. Like, you know what I mean? Because I know there's also that thing where if people don't like you, then they won't want to laugh at your jokes because they don't like you, right? So they'll try and whatever. But I think that's just human nature, you know what I mean? Like whatever. But I
I just laugh at stuff, and then I go on stage, and then nobody laughs at my stuff, and I'm like, damn, I was the only person laughing in this room.
Yeah,
I was the only one. Yeah, but do you do stand up as well?
No, Bailey's tried to convince me.
I'm gonna make him.
Yeah, he's just purely lying.
I know this is not making a good case for you doing stand up right now.
I'm like, if it's bombing most of the time, why am I gonna do that?
I know some places where it's not like that. So
there are definitely some mics that are like very supportive and very good. A lot of those mics are very hard to get into. Because people know that they're supportive, and so they're like, I want to go to that. Like, so it's like the same people all the time. And I think, like, as well, like, with some mics, it's the same people all the time, so then you become friends. You all become friends, and then you start... But then there's the danger in that, because then you get into an echo chamber where you're laughing at the jokes because you like that person, and then you go into an audience who doesn't know you, and then you go out and you do jokes in front of the audience that doesn't know you, and they're like, well, we're not laughing at that because we don't know you, bro. Like, I think one of the hardest things about stand-up is going out there and trying to tell people who you are in a very short space of amount of time. Winning people over, you have to win people over as quickly as possible, and then you can kind of say anything. Which is why I always think to myself, I don't know why like people who do like edgy jokes will always start with the edgiest joke that they have, and then they'll bomb for the rest of the set, and then we'll come and be like, oh, that crowd sucked. I'm like, no, the first introduction to you was you being a prick.
You scared them.
Yeah, they're like you like.
So talk about this music festival you're going to be doing, and tell us how to pronounce it, please.
I've been waiting for that this whole entire time.
I knew.
I had just forgotten right now, but like I was
like, Ryan's anxiety's killing him right now. He needs to know how to say this word so bad. Okay.
I'm also wondering the other words that we say incorrectly.
Okay, so it's Glastonbury.
Glastonbury.
Brie. Yeah.
Brie.
Yeah.
Like cheese.
Yeah.
Like
Glastonbury.
Glastonbury.
Yeah. Yeah.
Glastonbury.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you said it. That was it. Because you don't really pronounce all the extra, like some of the words and the Y's and the O's and the U's in certain words, you don't pronounce. Can you show me your phone? I want to type out a word. This is the name of a place, and I would love to know how you guys pronounce it. But yeah, it's okay. Still a cheap ass futon.
Still the cheap ass futon on the screen. Yeah. Also, I do want to acknowledge to the viewers, when you had to say it correctly just then, there was a plane flying by, so I'm hoping that they still don't hear how to say it. Now they're like, what the fuck were those guys talking about?
Okay.
Oh, man. Loughborough.
Okay. No, that wasn't correct, but what would you say?
Probably something similar, Loughborough.
But if this was a place in Atlanta, like you got like Smyrna, Decula, Marietta, Loughborough, that's how we would all say it in Atlanta, would be Loughborough.
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 Loughborough. Yeah.
See, now I'm accidentally saying Loughborough.
Loughborough.
Let's go Loughborough.
But yeah, so Glastonbury, so it's this massive music festival. It's like one of the biggest music festivals in the world. They always have like just gigantic acts. Like it started about 51 or 52 years ago, I can't remember. But started off as like one sort of thing on a farm. Like one had like it's called a pyramid stage. It's basically a pyramid. And it started off as that, and then it's grown and grown and grown, and now when it happens for 4 days a year, and when it happens, it's the biggest city in West England, in Southwest England. It's the biggest city, so it turns into a giant city. So now that's how big it's gone. It turns into a gigantic city, and you can do anything there. I mean, it's predominantly music. Who's headlining this year? I think Neil Diamond, might be headlining this year. I can't remember, but like, you know, and then like Guns N' Roses last year, Elton John 1 year, Dua Lipa, like Coldplay, like biggest. Beyonce did it 1 year. Beyonce was like, it was primarily a rock festival, and then one day, then they brought Beyonce in, and there was this huge uproar. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, she's R&B. She'll never do well." Killed it, and so that kind of opened it up for like other R&B artists to kind of come in. So like Beyonce kind of was like,
Beyonce kills everything she does.
She does. Yeah. She does. My wife went to go see her the other day, and she was like, "This is just one of the best concerts she's ever been to." So yeah, and it's just like this like kind of international huge thing, and like people come from all over the world. Very hard to get a ticket to get to. I work the radio there, so I actually work there. Okay. So they have it. So it has its own radio station that only lasts for 10 days a year. So I'll go there. Cool. That's it. Yeah, and then after that, it's done for the whole year. It's like an FM radio station as well. So it's like it's got a license. You can hear it. So yeah, I do that, and this year, so I started doing stand up, like I said, like a year and a half ago, and then. Last year, my radio station manager was like, "I want you to try and I'm going to try and get you to do some stand-up here." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then she reached out to the lady who does the stand-up tent, sent her my video. The lady liked my video. And so she was like, "Yeah, I want to book you to play that." And I was like, ah! So I have 3 sets. 3 sets. And I think what's happening is I think I'm closing each night, which... Yeah, who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, but because I'm following huge people.
Wouldn't closing be better? Isn't that good?
So I think it's like it would be like. Have you ever been to the Comedy Store? You know, kind of the Comedy Store kind of has that kind of thing where it kind of goes on for quite a long time, and then they kind of put the biggest person like kind of like maybe I don't know. 3/4 of the way at the end, and then after that it kind of starts to die down with smaller comedians, and it kind of and people just kind of start to leave and whatever. Yeah. I think it's kind of like that.
Same way.
Yeah, I think it might be like that. I'm not bothered with that.
Yeah.
I'm following a guy called Richard Blackwood. He's a comedian that I used to watch when I was a child. So that's
amazing,
incredible.
Yeah.
And then another, and then on the second night I'm following a puppet.
Okay. All right.
This puppet is called Basil Brush. He's a fox, and he's been on TV since the 60s.
Holy shit.
yeah. So it's kind of a big deal now. So like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, I am following these like massive people, which fills me with absolute dread and fear. So yeah,
so exciting though.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I managed to I've like it's just like come out like yesterday as well. The poster just came out yesterday, so I could just talk about it. But before I couldn't really talk about it, I was like, but because obviously when you get booked for these things, you get booked in ages in advance, and they just say nothing, whatever. So yeah, it's kind of worked out this timing that I could talk about it like right now.
Yeah.
Dude, gas fight. Gas fight. Like Zoolander, dude.
Whoa, what do you mean?
I got a new song out called Gas on the Thing. I'm promoting it, dude.
No, be careful.
Why?
Because you don't want to...
Yeah, tell him my money's so tall I got a separate Tinder account.
Glastonbury is June... I think the actual festival is like June 27th until the 31st, I believe, or the 1st. How many days are in June?
30...
I can look. Wasn't there a song? Isn't there like I never learned it? But wasn't there a little like jingle?
The only song that I knew is that it taught me which month to say after each month. It's January, February, March.
That's kind of the easy bit. I'm not gonna.
There's 30 days. 30 days in June.
Okay, so I think it's. So I think it's the 27th to the 30th. Oh. People usually arrive on the 26th. But yeah.
There's actually a 31st day that they're not telling you about yet.
It's the music festival. Not only is it the largest city, it also opens a portal to another dimension where there's a 31st day.
That'll happen.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
And that's where everyone's performing. All the real acts. Yeah.
So I swear like a bitch.
Sorry.
Yeah,
that's all right. It's cool, man. I'm hoping you can edit this out in post.
So are you? So your set, your show, it's going to be all comics at this stage, or is it like music for a little bit and then comics, or what?
No. So this particular stage is specifically kind of for It's called the Cabaret Tent, so it's kind of more for like comedy acts mostly. I think there will be some but it'll be a musical comedy, if anything. There's a guy who I don't really know what his act is. Well, I guess from what I'm going to tell you, I guess I'll know. But like, he basically dresses up like Hitler.
He's a musical act?
And he's a musical act, yeah.
Oh my god. Is this Singing Fira?
What, like the producers? Or
I don't know, I was just going to make up something. As if I knew.
No, like
you know what? Kind of you had me for a second. I was like,
well, you know, there's the producers, the Mel Brooks musical, where they're trying to tank the musical, so they do a musical number called "Springtime for Hitler."
No.
Speaking of which, did you hear that Kanye song "Hail Hitler" came out and it got banned?
Wait, what?
Kanye released a song in the last few days called "Hail Hitler"
Wait,
and it got banned.
Is this the cousin one or is this a different song?
No,
Just stop. Why can't he just stop? I don't understand.
we can move on. We got.
Yeah.
I just wanted you to know that. I wanted you both to know that.
I feel like every few weeks Bailey tells me something that Kanye's doing. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. You can just add that onto there.
Sometimes representation doesn't match up, you know?
I mean, do you just have kind of free reign of the festival when you're not performing?
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
Well, so the radio show does afford you, it gets you the ticket, so you can do whatever you want. As long as you just do your show. You do your show, you prep for your show, whatever. What we have started doing, I do a dance music show. So I also DJ as well, very big into dance music. So I do a dance music show. And so what we've started doing is like you do all the work at home. So you because you find all the songs and then you mix it all together at home and then you go to the radio and so all you have to do is press play and then you're playing for an hour and that gives you free reign to do great links in between. You know, so then you don't have to worry, because one of the biggest things about radio is like, all right, I have to pick the next song. I know you like have to press play and then I have to back announce and blah. If you just do it all and then I can leave myself times and where I can speak, then I just press play and I'm just waiting and I'm like, oh, this is a great thing to say right here, blah, 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 blah. If I could say something right here and I don't have to think about it, it's great. And the show sounds so much better than it did in previous years where I was clicking. Oh.
Do we just have a power outage?
Yeah.
Down.
Is that something that happens here?
It's happening now, apparently.
We just,
I feel like I finished my point.
Least famous ride after hours.
I feel like I finished my point just before that went off, though.
Yeah.
So I think that might be.
Okay, fuck yeah. I mean, how many people are we talking here?
I don't really know. I'm not 100% sure, but the tent looks big.
Yeah.
The tent looks big. Obviously, it really depends on how many people will be in it. Like at any one time, I couldn't tell you.
Well, since it's a tent, people are just going to duck in to get out of the sun too. You're going to have.
Well, it'll be at nighttime, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, that's
happens a lot at night. So it's kind of like it's almost like a 24-hour festival. What I love about it, I usually, like I said, I'm into dance music, so I do like I prefer the nighttime to the daytime. So it's like almost like it's kind of split almost into two areas where like the daytime stuff's happening with all the big stages and all that, and then as it gets those all shut down, and then the nighttime stuff opens up down here, and that's where you'll find me. You know, like dancing, partying until like 6, 7 a.m. Go home, go to bed. Well, as much as you can, because you sleep in tents, and the sun comes out, and they just turn the tents into ovens. Like it's awful. You do not get good sleep at this festival, but it's kind of like a thing where your adrenaline is going, so you just keep going. It's amazing.
Why would you sleep?
It's an incredible experience. It's an incredible experience, and I've been doing it for like years now. Years. So yeah,
that's fucking amazing.
What were you about to say about me, Bailey?
I've been trying to convince you to find more friends as an adult because you're wanting to get people to read your book. And I'm like, dude, go to a comic book store and make friends with them. And I'm sure all of them will
You
read
can
your
ask
book.
Michael. The last comic book store I tried to go to, the person just like waved no and just like shooed me away. Now, was the place closed? Yeah. Was this after walking out of the bar? Yeah. But like...
Okay, Ryan.
I'm glad you told the full story. Because you know, the first half of that story makes you sound like a victim, and the second half makes you sound like a prick. It's context matters, guys. Context
I think
is
this is
important.
just because I hang out with him so much. I knew it was going somewhere. What had you been talking about earlier about making friends as an adult?
I think making friends as an adult generally is quite hard. Now, because I moved from a different country to move to America.
How long have you been in the States?
Almost 8 years.
8 years.
Almost 8 years. And I have zero friends. No, I'm kidding. No, but it's like one of those things that you have to, because I don't have, so I moved here for my wife. She got a job working here, and then we moved, like, so I basically gave up pretty much my whole entire life so that we could come here. And you know, and it's been great. Like, we have a nice life and all that. But, you know, on the flip side of it, I don't have the career that I had back home in England. And I feel like a lot of the people in your social circle do tend to come from jobs that you do.
What was your career?
I was a voiceover artist back home. So I did this thing called continuity. When you're watching TV and the credits come up and a voice comes on and says, coming up next is blah, 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 blah. Right? So you don't really have that so much over here because your TV programs just roll into each other. You know what I mean? And
we're good. Yeah. I thought it fell a little bit, but we're good. Okay, continue.
Yeah, you don't really have that so much here. Yeah, because you just have TV shows that just roll into each other. So, you know, like you'll be watching The Simpsons and then it would just turn into the Futurama or something like that, right? Yeah. That's how your TV works. That's not how our TV works. You have so many adverts on TV here. It's horrendous. And I guess you guys are used to it, but for anybody who's not from here, it's awful. It's awful. Like, you watch a show and then, like, Friends, and they'll be like, I'll be there for you. And it's like, the new KFC chicken burger. And I'm like, what? The show hasn't even started. Like, why am I... it's infuriating. But our TV doesn't work like that. So we have a beginning and an end. And then we have a voice that comes on and basically tells you what you should stay, why you should stay. You know? And that was me. I used to do that. And then it introduces the program, and it also is like, hey, in half an hour we have blah, but right now it's The Big Bang Theory on blah. So I used to do that. And then it was quite a niche thing, and it's not something I could just pick right back up again moving here. Yeah. And so I struggled quite a lot. You know, you were about to say something.
I feel like that's how TV used to be, wasn't it? Like Toonami or something?
They used to between... also, at the end of the episode, you would usually have some sort of bumper that said, like, 8 p.m. this, 8:30 this, you know, but it doesn't always have a voice, I don't think, and...
This is why I love saying the phrase "back in my day." The fact that things have changed. Because like I'm like 90% sure like Toonami used to have the whole thing where I would know what's going on before there's like a whole like guide channel and everything, and that was like the only way that I was able to know my episodes.
You said before there was a guide channel?
Yeah. Was there always a guide channel?
The guide has always existed.
Oh, then no.
TV Guide, dude. TV Guide has existed.
But yeah, TV Guide is a pretty long time. It's like a pretty
long time.
But there used to be like a book and everything. It wasn't like.
But there was also your TV didn't have a remote. You could press that said guide and it would come up with the guide.
Listen, my TVs was black and white. There used to be a switch you would turn on. You get to fix your antennas.
Don't even start with this bullshit. He's 3 years older than me. Like,
actually, how old are you both?
31.
Why did you take so long?
Oh, he's 2 years older than me. Are you actually?
Yeah, after you turn 21, everything just dies.
You didn't know how old he was. Wow.
Huh?
Not a friend.
No.
I thought he was 3 years older than me. He's 2 years older than me.
So I'm saying, 29. This brings me back to my original point. Making friends is tough because they don't even care about things like how old you are. Yeah.
Well, in LA, no one wants to tell them their age, so...
no, well, I'm older than that. I'm 36. So, back in my day, Trump's your day, sir. But anyway, so long story short, and so that wasn't that easy for me to transfer over and do.
Yeah.
So, and also I wasn't actually allowed to work for a really long time. There's this really weird immigration thing where if you come over with somebody who is on like an L1 visa, just, they all have codes, but an L1 visa, as an L2 spouse, you have to apply to work. And it takes like 6 to 9 months for you to get that application.
What are you supposed to do in the meantime?
Nothing.
You just have to survive on the one spouse's income.
Yeah. And when we first moved here, we had we were so broke because it was only she was working, and we also had a house in England that we had a tenant, but we got screwed over by the management company, and so we had to pay thousands and thousands of pounds right up front, and we didn't get any of our money back, and we didn't get any rent from them for months. It was we were in a lot of credit card there. But yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah, so the first I would say year of living in America was pretty rough, which was coincidentally the first year of our marriage as well. So it was the first year of marriage was pretty tough.
Oh man.
Yeah, but that was 7 years ago. We made it.
That's awesome. I mean, that's a testament to the relationship, dude. That's wow.
It should be 14 years this year.
Congrats.
Thank you very much. Thank you. But yeah, so that kind of that was a struggle at first. We did make some friends. I had a friend who was I have a friend who lives in San Francisco. I'll hook you up with him. And he was I'm actually leaving San Francisco, but here are 3 of my best friends, so you should be part of them. And then I took my wife, and then we all became friends. And so we had a lot of couple friends in San Francisco, which we never really had before. So we had a lot of couple friends, and then we decided to move to LA because my wife could work from anywhere after the pandemic. She was like, "Why don't we move to LA so we can try and discover your career again?" Mm-hmm. And I was like, and so far it's not worked out. No, no. And so so we moved down here, but again. Because eventually, actually, in San Francisco, I started working at, do you know Barry's Boot Camp? It's like a fitness workout thing.
Barry's Boot Camp?
It's called Barry's Boot Camp, yeah. It's like a fitness...
the show?
There's a show?
No, with Bill Hader. Barry's Boot Camp, assuming he's an assassin. There's an assassin boot camp. You go through, military... No? Alright, never mind.
Okay. Alright. I'll direct this to you.
So you were working for Bill Hader. What happened, Miles?
I was killing motherfuckers all day. No, it's a fitness, a fitness thing. You've heard of Soul Cycle?
Yeah.
It's like that, but on treadmills. You know what Soul Cycle?
Stall Cycle?
Soul
Cycle.
Is this the dudes that yelling at you?
Yeah, it's there's a lot of SNL sketches about how stupid it is. They're making fun of it. So if you watch, you would probably have come across. Yeah, they definitely make fun of Barry's Boot Camp. But honestly, it's earned. It's very culty. It's very it's very preppy. I don't think it's the word, but I don't know.
Bougie.
Yeah. No, I would probably say that. Very bougie. It's mostly a lot of white people, a lot of very athletic white people. And it's this is their religion to a lot of people. It's like a religion to a lot of people. I would see some people 2-3 times a day. I would walk to the front desk and people would come. There was a guy who used to do 4 classes a day. I'm you don't need this, sir. Damn. You don't need to do this much. And people were addicted to it. They were addicted to it.
Was he buff as shit though?
He was. To be fair, he was ripped, but he wasn't buff. Because it's not the kind of workout that makes you big. It's a lot of running. So you do the treadmill. You do treadmill for 10-15 minutes, and then you do the floor work. So you're lifting weights and stuff. But it's quick movement. So it's not. You're not you're not bench pressing 400 pounds. Does that make sense?
I ran cross country in high school, and I can testify to that.
Yeah.
It's not a workout that makes you look good. You've got ginormous calf muscles, and then everything else you look like you haven't eaten in weeks. So yeah, no, I totally get it.
Yeah, I mean, and everybody, and again, it really depends on what kind of aesthetic you like. People really like that toned aesthetic, you know. And it was fine. Like, it was just fine. Like, whatever.
I just like the chubs, you know.
So how now then do you go about making friends as an adult, and can you give Ryan any tips?
No, I was hoping you would give me some tips. Okay, but no. I don't know. I would say now. You know what though? Interestingly enough, because working at Barry's was great, and I had a community around me, and I made some good friends working there. So I would say working, it does help. Like, it does really help, and I noticed the difference. Then I moved here, and then I started doing comedy here, and then I met, like, you know, you meet tons of people. That's how I met you. That's what this led me to be here. And yeah, I've actually applied to actually start working in another gym, because I've been like, I just feel like I used to go to a lot of open mics, so I used to feel like I was surrounded by people. I do a class and a workshop with Chris. So I see her like every week, and then we're all become friends from that, so I get to see them every week. And yeah, just like doing things. You have to leave the house. Like, you have to go out and do stuff.
You hear that, Ryan?
You have to leave the house. Oh God,
that's what I'm constantly telling him to do.
You can't make friends if you don't leave the house. Like,
listen, this whole entire time, I'm thinking about how the computer desk is shaking. He's like messing with my girlfriend right here in the corner. I'm like, guy, like, careful. My girlfriend is my computer.
I think we got it.
No, we got it. So,
but you
still think it's just me who needs to work on my self-esteem?
Georgina's nice to me.
Well, so, like, I get what you're saying, because every person that we know is from work. I don't think I know, like, you and a couple of other people I know from doing comedy, but the majority of people I know are from work, for sure.
But that in itself is quite nice, because you do have a community.
Yeah.
And you two have become friends from that. You might not have met like that. Some of my wife's best friends, we have one of her friends staying with us right now. She met through work. They're like best friends. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of her friends and her circle has expanded through one person knew this person, and they brought them in, blah, blah, blah. But it's all because she worked somewhere. You know what I mean? And I do think that work, or if you're religious, I'm not religious at all. I don't go to church or any of that stuff, you know? You know, no shade to anybody who is, but it's just not for me. I tried it when I was a kid, it wasn't for me. But like that kind of thing, having something in common is the thing that bonds you. Because even when you want to complain about it, right? There is strength, there is like almost like a bonding through, it's like trauma bonding, you know? You hate something, and then how wonderful is it to hate something with somebody? It's great. Isn't it great? Oh, our boss is a prick. Let me tell you, you know what I mean? Like, girl, let me tell you what Nigel did today. Like, you know what I mean? Like, lay it on me, girl. You know what I mean? It's like that is the thing that you have in common, you know? And what's interesting is that you go on a lot of like friendship dates when you first move to a country where people are like, oh, you should meet up with my friend. And sometimes those don't really work out, because it's like you are talking about stuff but you don't have anything in common. So it's like dating for real. And like, you know that the strongest relationships that people have are through things that bond them. You know, that's why like religion is like the strongest indicator of like whether you're going to stay together, because that's like a strong thing that you both believe in, and you're doing it together. Same with work, and work is like second, because you both have this one thing in common that even if everything else is like, I have nothing to talk to you about, let's go fall back on talking about work, the thing that we do every single day. Yeah. You know? And so yeah, I've actually I'm applying to like work like jobs now. To try to see if I can get myself a comedian, you know what I mean? That's what I'm doing anyway. That's what I'm doing. Would be my
So does that mean you'll take lower pay for the community?
100%. Yeah,
seriously,
100%. 100%. Look, the more I know where I'm trying to get to in my life. I know what I'm trying to do, and in the meantime, you know, and like without sounding crass, my wife works a good job. It's not like we're not really, you know. That's why we moved here. That's why I gave up my career, is so that she could come here and double the earnings that she was making back in England. You know, and the trajectory that she would have been on living in England is nowhere near what she would be is what she's making now. So if she would have been in the same, she would have been in the same position because she's very good at her job, but she would not be making anywhere near the amount of money because that's just that's why people come here. That's why people come here. You know what I mean? You know, it's like that's why America. It has some issues for sure, but if you want to be successful, like the best success in the world, this is the place. You know what I mean? This is the place. So and that's what we came here. So I don't necessarily need to work to make money.
I gotcha.
I want to work to make money. I don't want to be a sponge. Like, you know what I mean? But
you don't want to be that trophy husband. You just want to make your own thing.
I want to have a little, I want to have a little something myself. You know what I mean? Like, these Andre 3000 tears don't pay for themselves.
Yeah,
okay?
Exactly.
Nah, she definitely bought this one.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? Like, but she's like, she keeps going to me. She's like, I can't wait till you blow up and get famous so I can stop working. She says it to me like every day. She's like, much closer are you to being famous so I can stop? But yeah, it's like nice to have your own thing or whatever. But the great thing for my wife is that she doesn't care. You know what I mean? I feel like there's no power imbalance or whatever. Like, it's just like, because she knows that like, I made the decision to be like, all right, I will put myself in the passenger seat so that you can drive the car for now. You know what I mean? Like, and then maybe one day it's different. You know? Well, yeah.
Does that help because going out and doing comedy means your nights are basically booked up all the time. Like, you have no free nights. Does that help her be a little more forgiving for you coming home like really late because the comedy show went late and stuff like that?
She doesn't care. She goes to bed at like 8:30.
Oh,
she don't know where I am. No, she's an early sleeper.
So how do y'all get around kind of the time imbalance? Because I've had issues with that before. Like, me and my girlfriend, like, it's hard for us to find times to hang out because I'm always doing something.
You have to plan it.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. But that's kind of, our relationship's kind of always been on that. She's always had a 9 to 5. The voiceover stuff, what I was doing, was always like 12 till 12. So,
okay.
You know what I mean? But I'd have like 3 days on, 2 days off or whatever.
Yeah.
So you just say, all right, you get the diary out. It's like we have family meetings. So like, we go open up your diary. What are you doing this week? You know what I mean? What are you doing this week? I'm out this day, because we have dogs as well, so we have to think about dog care. So it's like, what are you doing this week? What time are you coming home? Blah, blah, blah. Do you want dinner on this day? Whatever, it's just like that. You know what I mean? It's just like, it sounds boring and very like functional, but that's kind of how life works. You know what I mean? Life is not spontaneous and, we'll just see how it goes. Like, nah, you have to fucking plan it. Like, you plan it and it just, that's what it is.
Maybe that's my problem.
Yeah.
I'm way too spontaneous.
Yeah, like, and look, spontaneity is great in certain situations, but if you want, like, if your girlfriend's like, I never see you, then you'll be like, all right, cool, this is what I'm doing for the week. What are you doing for the week?
Yeah.
Thursday, we're both doing nothing. Let's go do something. Let's go have a date night. Let's do whatever. Let's watch a movie, whatever. That's what I would say.
I do love how this went from like, how do you make a friend? Like, hey, how do you keep a relationship?
Well.
But I mean, what is
both in the same day?
Like, what is a relationship if not a friendship? But what is a friendship if not a relationship? You know what I mean? Like, you two are in a relationship with each other in a way that is like, you are in a relationship. Like, you know what I mean? You have to organize, what did you do to organize, how did you organize this thing right now? But you had to both decide what day you were free.
This is true.
Motherfucker didn't just turn up, did he? Like,
he just passively aggressively.
Like, hey, Ryan, when can we take over your bedroom? I'll bring you tortilla chips to soften the deal.
You know?
Acts of service.
Love languages. Boom.
But what is a friendship, a good friendship, if not a relationship? You know what I mean? Like, when you're in a 3, you act differently than when you're in a 2, right? And it doesn't mean you like each other any less when you're in a 3, but there's a third person, so the dynamic changes. It's not as intimate. It's not as whatever. You know what I mean? When I leave, you guys will go back to your kind of,
cuddling.
You go back to spooning.
Ryan said cuddling, I said arguing.
And
so yeah, we're in a relationship, dude.
Is that not a relationship? That's the most relationship thing I have ever heard. Textbook marriage. That's textbook marriage. Congratulations, guys. I'm so happy, guys.
Don't tell Ivy. Oh, that's good. That's good. Well,
I actually think having a good friendship, having a good male friendship is probably the best thing you can do for your actual relationship as well. You know what I mean? Because then it's not all on her.
Yeah.
Because women are way better at doing that. They don't put all of everything, they don't put most everything on us because they have good intimate relationships with their friends. And we are not as good at doing that. And so we put a lot more on them. I think. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just generally. Because we don't, I don't know.
When I got back from visiting family in Georgia the last time, Ryan did tell Divey at work he was sad that I didn't tell him I was back. So
he's like, I was like, I got back early. I was like, what the fuck do you mean you got back early?
Divey came back to my place and she was like, Ryan's offended because you didn't tell him that you were back in town. I was like, I've been back for a day. I was
got 24 whole hours, bro.
I slept that entire day. I had jet lag.
Had you communicated to him that you slept that time?
No, I didn't. I didn't text him when I boarded. I didn't text him when I got off the plane.
It's like he doesn't even care. He doesn't even care.
What can I say? I'm a shit husband / boyfriend / friend. I'm sorry, y'all.
Like, I thought he was coming home weeks later, so like if I was cheating, like I definitely.
Well, hey, you found a new apartment and I didn't even know. So what the fuck was that, buddy?
You didn't tell him about the new apartment?
I mean, like, I told him I was moving.
He had a secret apartment this whole time on me. What does that say about our relationship?
What I'm really hearing here, guys, is that communication is a little bit lacking in this relationship. You know what I mean? Sounds like you have the fundamentals down, but, you know, it could always be better. It could always be better. So,
well, hey, in the interest of communication on this podcast, thank you so much for joining us. And if you still have time, we did want to play one game.
Okay,
before we go.
Yes, okay.
I know I prepared you a little bit, asked you if there was some British slang that you could have us guess.
Yes.
And then I'm going to look up, there's a restaurant in Atlanta called The Varsity. They, not only does Atlanta have its own slang, but The Varsity has its own specific slang for ordering. And I knew that he wouldn't be familiar. I assumed you wouldn't be familiar either.
Okay. All right.
So you'll have us guess British slang. I'll have y'all guess varsity slang, which is from Atlanta, and then Ryan had a couple of possibly outdated drug selling slang terms that
I don't know what
he knows.
The fact that you said, like, I knew he wouldn't get it, I thought you wouldn't get it. I was like, what kind of place this is? Like,
no, it's just a restaurant in Atlanta, but they used to have their own entire set of slang, and they used to print it on the boxes after a while, but yeah, you'll get it when
I like when I try to make up slang. He says it's not going to catch on.
No, okay. So the one that I was thinking of is peak.
But like when you say it over there, it'll mean something different than
peak.
I mean, I guess peak has a lot of meanings here though too.
Wait, say it in a sentence.
It's kind of.
Will we give it away?
It kind of gives it away, like. Bro, I think I'm going to be late for this train. You know, it's peak.
Oh, it's risky. Like it's getting to like a climax where like it's gonna get there at the same time.
No.
Or like, I guess going off of your guess, like intense. It's a stressful situation.
Yeah. Kind of. It's more like it's dire.
Okay.
Yeah, you're like, oh man, it's dire. Like, you know what I mean? It's peak. Oh man, I'm on my last pair of underwear, man. Whew, it's peak. Like,
okay.
You know what I mean?
I can't wait to use this.
You're gonna fuck up and you're just gonna tell someone like I'm gonna pee.
No, you don't. No. You don't say,
I'm on my last pair of underwear. I'm gonna pee.
No, it's not. I'm gonna peak.
It's peak.
It's peak. It's peak.
You know, peak is
It's my peak pair of underwear. That's what Ryan's saying.
Sometimes, we get to a point where it's kind of old. A lot of slang is old, like, as well. Because, like, every generation has a new set of slang, but this is my age group.
Oh, okay. Okay, so, again, this is for ordering at a restaurant, right?
Okay,
if you order a naked steak at the Varsity in Atlanta.
Sloppy steaks.
Is that raw?
Like the I think you should leave skit?
Is that
not sloppy steaks?
Is that not a real thing?
It's not a real thing. What were you going to say?
Like raw?
That's what I would think, like raw, but no, it's just a plain hamburger with no toppings.
But
Yeah. A naked steak. Because it's a hamburger steak, but it's naked. There's no toppings.
okay, cool. But people don't usually call. I'm not gonna argue with the lingo.
But you walk up to the counter. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is specific to one chain of restaurant in Atlanta. They developed their own.
Do you not have slang that's specific to Atlanta outside of eating at this restaurant?
I could, but I like to be really niche with my comedy.
Okay.
So.
You also made me guess the Waffle
House terms were the last one, so it's kind of like a running theme that we have going here. Yeah.
All
Why don't
right.
we do In-N-Out?
Now we're building
menu?
on it.
Okay.
Fine Dutchman.
Okay.
No. Have you got In-N-Out secret menu?
I'm gonna do it. Gonna be honest with you guys. It's gonna be a controversial thing to say. I think In-N-Out.
We're gonna walk outside right now.
I think In-N-Out is garbage. I think it's terrible.
Put it there.
It's bad.
Were you
Why?
gonna use some mice?
Garbage. Like,
Why?
Especially the fries.
Compared to what?
Fries compared to Joy.
Have you
compared to
There's different ways to order their fries.
No, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't have to order it a special way for fries to be good. Fries are always
they
good.
should just be.
Yeah.
They just
good.
have no salt on them. That way they're healthier for you.
That's not why they're
Get
bad.
the fuck out of your own room right now, right?
That's also not why they're bad. Like categorically, that's
Yeah.
not why they're bad.
So you're saying if they had better fries, In-N-Out would be amazing.
Would be better, but not amazing. It'd still just be fine.
Simple pricing.
Simple. You just right there. You just said it yourself. Simple.
Under $20. I can go to another place, pay $20, $30, and go, I'm not full. This place isn't great. This is just whatever.
But those are overpriced bullshit LA places you're comparing it to. Go anywhere else and you will find better food than In-N-Out for the same price. Literally anywhere else, dude.
Wait, it's my turn?
Yes.
Riz.
Everyone knows what Riz is,
I
right?
just learned it a few years ago.
I mean, yeah. That's kind of when it came out.
Charisma. Yeah.
Charisma. Yes. Yeah. But
You guys
it
got
is
it,
short. I would say it is short for charisma, but that's not really kind of what it really kind of means. Like I feel like people kind of use it interchangeably for like China girls or China girls. China, you know what I mean?
It's usually used in the connotation of like you pull.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Bailey has a lot of Riz.
Yeah. Oh.
I wouldn't say that.
Every time we go out and
Maybe.
Ivy's not there, he's just always pulling.
Oh, so now you're turning this into another thing.
Wow.
Okay.
Damn. The secrets they be flying. That's crazy.
See? I'm telling you, dude. Maybe we're in a friend relationship, but he spends a lot of this time trying to break me up from my actor girlfriend.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that kind of. There's a word, bookie.
Bookie.
Yeah, I kind of like the way you said it, actually. It's
Bookie.
Bookie. Yeah, bookie.
I mean, that sounds like a negative.
Yeah, go with that. Go with that feeling.
Like that sounds like someone's like saying, "Oh, that's boo boo." Like that's shit. That's not good.
Oh, it's a boot. So
that's funk.
So I was thinking the opposite. I was thinking like something so bad it's good. Like it's booky, dude.
That
is so booky.
No, it's not like gnarly where you can interchangeably use it for good or bad. It's not like that. It's just yes.
Oh, okay. So I think Ryan's winning right now then.
Well, yeah, I would say it's kind of like it's kind of like odd, strange, weird, like dodgy.
Spooky?
Yeah. Dodgy. Do you guys have dodgy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of dodgy. Like, that guy's kind of booky, you know? Like, you know, he's acting booky, you know?
Just because it rhymes, I'm thinking of the Spooky Pazookie from BJ's.
Okay, well, I don't know what the fuck any of that is. I don't know what any of that is.
Pazookie?
I don't know what any of that is, but...
Spooky Pazookie.
I don't know any of that.
It'll fuck you up. Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
You go into the varsity and you say, I need some strings.
It's fries.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fries.
I think that was I think that's
Shoestring fries, yeah.
You didn't get it?
No, I mean, like, I didn't have time to.
Sorry. I was just so happy that someone got it.
I was like, fries!
I'm sorry, Ryan.
Fries.
I'm also a bad game master,
I was
apparently.
gonna say like onion strings or something like that, but like I guess not either way.
Well, they have onion rings. I honestly, if I didn't know it, I probably would have guessed onion rings also.
I'm gonna open up a restaurant that's gonna have an identical thing where they have their own special secret menu to order from, but I'm also gonna have like a drug dealing ring inside of there to where it's like another secret menu for like if you order strings, you're like, oh, how do you want your strings cooked? And then they're either gonna give you food or they're gonna give you drugs.
I think you're just talking about Waffle House right now, right? We've already covered this in tangents.
I've always wanted to go to a Waffle House. I've seen it a lot in American culture. People fight there, right? People like fight and shoot each other there. And I don't know why. Like,
I'm a big proponent of Waffle House.
Okay.
So we're gonna, we'll start our own wrestling club and then we're gonna do, the ring is gonna be the Waffle House. The nearest one is Phoenix, Arizona. So
okay. Oh, God.
a bunch of us, we can do like a comic caravan to Waffle House in Phoenix. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I see.
Yeah.
I can dig this.
Another slang. Let's go.
Totes.
Totally.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan.
These little...
You were telling me the other day about all your drug dealing culture slang.
Molly.
MDMA.
Everyone knows what Molly is.
Interesting enough, MDMA in English is called Mandy.
Mandy.
Yeah. Oh, you said it very nicely as well. Yeah, it's called Mandy. Mandy. If it's brown, Sandy Mandy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We used to do a lot of drugs. So,
Sandy Mandy.
Sandy Mandy, yeah. It was good. That's the fucking, oh my God, yeah, that blow your backside off, mate.
Okay, we'll go one more round.
One more round?
Yeah, one more British slang that we can guess.
I mean, this was kind of easy, but dead.
Done.
No.
Dead, like
laughter.
Dead, like laughing. Yeah, like laughter. No.
That's the American.
Yeah.
That would be like, oh my God, I'm dead.
Can you use it? That was good right there.
I was gonna ask you an American accent at one point, so that
was perfect.
I'm like, so dead. Yeah. We go to pie. Nah, man, that sounds dead.
It's done. Like it's gonna be a bummer. It's slow.
Oh, is that what done means? You said done.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, like the night.
Well, I don't know. I guess I know what done.
Oh,
well, done. I mean,
well, I guess that's.
I assume from you saying done, you meant like the night's over or something. But you're saying the party just sounds
like
dead,
sucks.
like it's never gonna get off the ground.
Or say like, oh, that guy's shoes are dead. He's got crap shoes.
Oh, so I haven't really heard it used like that.
Yeah.
Like for shoes, but like for a party being dead, I feel like that's pretty sad. Like this party's dead. Yeah.
I feel like I would hear it more used maybe for a party compared to other stuff.
But maybe not used in the future tense of like, I don't know if the party's dead, but it sounds like it's gonna be dead.
So sorry, I kind of mean like, I
would say the only time I would know it's in the future sense is if they're saying, oh, it's gonna be because it's a specific person, that party's gonna be
but it's more like, it's more like, you know, if it was, you know, you would like, oh, it's going to be, I feel like the way you guys use it, it's going to be dead as in there's going to be nobody there.
Quiet, like it's going to...
Quiet, like, you know...
I usually kind of use that interchangeably.
Yeah. But it's kind of, I guess you could use it into a point where, maybe I don't know, you know, it's just basically like shit, basically. You know what I mean? But maybe it could just be like, I don't want to go to the party because I don't want to go out. You know, do you want to go to the party? Nah, that sounds dead. I'd rather stay home and read a book. Sort of thing. As in, that sounds like something I'm not going to enjoy, even if it was even if it was the greatest rave. So say if like someone invited me to like, I don't know, something that was like a band I really didn't like, and it was probably going to be the best concert they ever did, I'd still probably be like, sounds dead. I'd rather stay home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Alright.
I think maybe using the pie example threw you a little bit.
Maybe, yeah.
But yeah, just to be like, oh yeah, like that kind of sucks. You know.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not gonna do stand up. That sounds dead. Good
job, Ryan. Good job. So you're in Atlanta. You go in the varsity and order a bag of rags.
A bag of rags.
A bag of rags.
Why is everything rags?
Say clearer for the viewers because a lot of a bag of rags at the varsity in Atlanta. What does it mean?
You order it, so you buy it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just like it's something off the something they have. Yeah.
What would be considered? What would you compare to rags when you're thinking about food?
Like wiping.
No, it wouldn't be any of those. It would be something that you would just be able to like literally get a bag of. So like you get like a bag of fries or something like that, a bag of onion rings. Grilled cheese. Rags, like I'm just trying to figure out what would be compared to them saying, "Oh, I got a rag on the grill" or something like that.
That bag of rags, but none of that. It doesn't sound appealing at all. I don't even know.
A rag on the grill means your grill's about to go up in flames.
Okay,
something loose.
I don't really know why they call them rags either, though.
But it's a food item, right?
It's a food item.
All right, just tell us what it is.
And it's a bag of potato chips. I don't know why. Potato chips, yeah.
Yeah, I understand that.
You see that?
So, do you know how normally when you see a rag, it's not just like a flat thing, it's normally kind of like bunched up? Like, you imagine like that big of a rag? When you have like a potato chip, and it's like a legit potato chip, you cut it and it starts bunching up to where it's kind of uneven surface.
You know what's interesting about this restaurant is that it just feels like it would just be so much easier to just call the things what they are.
Because
it feels like a lot of the slang in this restaurant uses doesn't make any sense. Like it's making. I
feel like that's how people who aren't in the know feel about any slang.
But what if
they're not in the know?
If the owner of the restaurant did that purposely, they say, "Hey, let's come up with some crazy ass." Confuse people and make it a thing.
Maybe I think most slang is contextual, right? And so in a situation you can kind of use it. But if someone's like, "Oh man, let's go myself a bag of rags," what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? Like,
I like it.
Man, I got me a bag of rags.
Another way it could happen is if you have two homeless crackheads that are living next to each other. One crackhead's not that crazy, so like they get their life together and like their friends and saying all this crazy shit. Got a bag of rags with me, and now they're just taking all those phrases into the restaurant and they're building it from there.
It's a vibe, dude. What can I say? It's a vibe.
Fair enough.
All right, Ryan, take us home. One more OC slang from the
OC. Yeah, I was gonna say knackered.
Knackered. Yeah, we have that. That's English. Like, that's our thing.
I don't know.
I like the word knackered.
Is that just like
it's in English.
You're tired?
Literally. Yeah, it kind of is what it is. It kind of is very like just. I like that. That's one of my favorite. Knackered. Oh, knackered.
That's probably one of the first ones that I've heard. Or taking the piss.
Yeah, taking the piss. I like that.
I like taking the piss. Yeah.
Slag.
Yeah, that's that one. It's like a
what
slag.
You are.
Wait, what did you say?
I was gonna say what he was.
What I am?
Uh-oh.
So what I am?
Those
is what you said?
Yeah, these are the more like really kind of more like old school, very like working class kind of slang words.
So you're hearing like a Guy Ritchie movie.
Yeah. Those are the kind of
That's where you got them from.
It's a show called Misfits.
Yeah, it's a good show. It's a good show. Great show. Good show. Yeah, did you watch Skins as well? Skins has got a lot of that in it. Skins is a good show.
Is that the werewolf or
no? Skins is like basically like it's just teenagers in a small town just doing wild shit. Let's fucking each other and taking drugs and doing that stuff. And then there's a storyline that develops somewhere through it. If you watch it, you'll recognize so many famous actors in it. Did you watch Sinners?
Yeah.
So the vampire in Sinners, he is from Skins.
Oh,
he's from Skins. Daniel Kaluuya from Skins. What's the guy that's in The Green Knight and Monkey Man? The Indian guy, Dev Patel.
Yeah.
Skins. Like there's so Nicholas Hoult.
Like British Euphoria kind of.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Nicholas Hoult, Skins. Okay. Like a lot of big famous actors started off in Skins and now they're like massive. Yeah.
Well, you've got something else to add to your Netflix queue, right?
Wait, do I have to go to Euphoria, or what do I have to do?
All of it.
Okay.
What skins? I mean, Euphoria is good, but what skins? Because it's English. That's.
I have no more OC slang.
You have more OC
I don't
slang?
have any more.
Oh, you don't? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, we've kept Miles captive in this room with this bullshit green screen for way too long, dude. We need to wrap this up.
I do not envy you editing this.
Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, this probably won't drop till after you've done Glastonbury. And we're gonna plug all your upcoming shows in a voiceover, and I'll make sure to ask you a couple of days before it drops. That way they're updated.
Very quickly, I run a show every first Tuesday of every month at Flappers. It's called Miles's Mates. That will be ongoing, so whenever this comes out, that will still be going.
Amazing.
Hopefully, unless they kick me out. But I don't think so, right?
No.
No, dude.
Right?
Dude. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Or listening.
This has been or listening. Whatever you've done to us today.
Whatever they've done to us.
Yeah.
That sounds... Alright.
You guys are not great at intros and outros.
Bye, guys!
Half the time I just forget my own name.
Miles is performing in the Glastonbury Festival on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's June 27th through 29th in the Cabaret Tent. He also runs a show at Flappers in Burbank every first Tuesday. Follow him on his Instagram at miles.otway and on his TikTok at Miles Otway. And of course, you can always follow us on TikTok or Instagram at The Least Famous Ryan. You can follow Bailey Pless on Instagram at Bailey Pless Comedy. And you can always follow me, Ryan, at Ryan Ryu Reed. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We love you. Peace. I don't know what to say next. Bailey had me record this, and now I'm just talking. I can keep seeing that it's recording my voice. La la la. Yeah. So this is all like in monotone because I was trying to do this for a while, and then it was just like I just kept recording it, and I closed all the windows, and I kept hearing like things like in the background. So yeah, now I'm just recording this. Hopefully Bailey gets a laugh out of this. Yeah. So I've been talking to ChatGPT recently, and it's been going pretty well. Not really like talking to, like it's not like serious or anything, but I don't know. Like I feel like when I talk to ChatGPT, it just it tries to understand me. At least I hope. But like, isn't that like what relationships are about? Hope and belief, right? No. All right, guys. Well, that's my time. I hope you enjoyed the set. Anyway, Hi, Bailey. Bye, Bailey.